Thursday, day 4, hunting up in the Jackman area. Got lots of fresh snow yesterday. Well, we got about 6 inches. I couldn't cut fresh track yesterday. They were hunkered down during that storm. But the worst news of all is I lost my brand new GoPro yesterday. I got the spot marked. I might be able to find it in the springtime, but I got it narrowed down to about a, I don't know, quarter to a half mile area, but I'm pretty sure it's within this 500-yard stretch. I kept pacing back and forth, trying to kick it up, but that powder and witch hobble, I don't. Pretty tough chance. I went back and forth, but I didn't have any luck. Might come back up this spring for a green up. Do a little scouting trip and see if I can track her down. Stinks, that was a brand new GoPro 11. Nice rig. So, old Hal lent me a vintage GoPro Hero 2. So we'll be using that some today, and then I'll be using my cell phone, of course. And we'll see what we can see if we can throw some footage together. We're getting a little dust in the snow this morning. We got a little bit during the night. I'd say I had about, I don't know, half, 3/4 inch on my windshield. But up in the north, it looks like it got a little more. I cut a couple nice tracks coming in. Well, it looked like a buck and maybe a doe running together. But they were filled in pretty heavy. I was just going pretty much by stride length and size of the print. But couldn't see them real good. Yeah, I thought about it. And I said, no, I'm right back in where I normally go. I'm going to hike back in. See if we can cut something up. Make a day of it. And maybe we'll get into one. We'll see you out there. Alright, I came about a mile in the road and I found a pretty fresh track. It's not the biggest track in the woods, but I could still see toe marks in it. So it just had a little bit of snow in it. Dragging its feet a little. It's not humongous, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. Not super fussy, and might bring me into an even bigger one. And be able to hone my skills a little bit. So it's going to be a good little track to do it. See if And one of the biggest factors why I want to take this track is it's going into a new piece that isn't cut off so much that I haven't tried before. And I'm interested to see the new territory. So, amongst all those, that's why I decided to take this track. See what we can do. You just laid down a nice little scrape here. Gotta get back on the track. I just want to show you real quick. Right. At least we know it's a baka. Alright, I've been on the track for, I don't know, maybe 2 miles, mile and a half. He made that one scrape, but he hasn't stopped besides that. Jumped up a big cow moose. Look behind me, I'm getting ready to go up a knob here that's got a lot of green growth on top. If you bet it that he's been able to see me come from a mile away, so I wouldn't worry. But if he bet it, that'll freshen things up. But he could be heard up on this someplace, so I'm gonna sneak up the side and see what'll happen. It's all been great country across here. Real nice spot, real nice. This side of the road's great. So I'm gonna keep going, see what we can do. Alright, I just jumped that buck. I didn't get a look at him. Kind in these, turn the camera around. In these spots where there's little open holes and then all these big spruce and fir covered in snow. You come through one of these open spots and you gotta go through a thick spot. And right back over here at the edge of this green growth, he'd come through there and did a 4-point stop. Was looking right back, and then that's when he just started pounding. And he'd cumbered up through that green growth and it was thick in the dickens in there. I was really creeping through there, thought he might be bedded in. No, he kept coming through these, and every time he'd come to an open spot, he'd stand there and look back. He must have heard me crack or something way back. I also jumped a doe and a lamb out of their bed back there not too long ago, so maybe he saw them go by and he got surmised something was up. But he's turned, started bounding right out through here. So It's 9 o'clock. Got all kinds of time. I'm gonna have my sandwich, have a little drink, take a break for a half hour, pull the old Hal special, and we got all the rest of the day to chase this guy around. Snow is beautiful. We get him all freshened up. If he stays in this stuff, it's gonna be, I might have to come around and get a peek at him. If he keeps going through them green spots and stopping, looking back steady, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's fun when you catch him this early in the day and you can have some time to really learn and be close to him. So 9:05, 9:35, we'll be back on the track, and hopefully he settles down. Hey, I guess nobody'd forget about me behind him. But every time I say I'm gonna be quiet, I'll step on a stick under the snow, or my foot get down one of them sow holes. But I'm gonna do my best and get back on him here in a half hour. We'll bring you along, see what happens. Well, he's pulling all kinds of tricks. He definitely knows I'm behind him now. I jumped him again. Didn't see him, just saw where he's running tracks. He did about a 25-yard back track on his track. I see the track going off the side, but I had to walk it out, make sure it wasn't another deer. He keeps going across these open spots on the sides of this mountain, then he stops on the other side where you can't see because all these spruce and fir limbs are bent right down to the ground with snow, making it just like a big wall. Looks like that. So he gets in the backside of that stuff and he sits there and waits until I pop out in the clearing down the bottom. I haven't found a way to really loop up around one of them openings, because sometimes you'll go halfway across an open, just take a hard left or right and go in the thicket. So I could. It's never right and all the time. It's never left all the time. So right now we're still headed up. Still got plenty of time left. Just gonna keep dogging him. Hope he makes a mistake. The wind is generally in my face, which is good, but then all of a sudden, usually when I'm close, a big gust comes up from the back. I think that's how he got me the first time. I don't know as if because it was kind of he didn't go that far before he slowed down. I don't know if he heard me snap or if he got a whiff of me. I'd have thought he would have run further if he'd have got a sniff of me. Now he definitely knows there's something going on, because he's been bumped here a couple times. But it's the game we got to play, and keep going on up. I think we're about 2,400 feet right now. This mountain, I think if you keep going along the spine of it, I think you can get all the way up to pretty close to 3,000, 2,900. Give you a quick update here. Right where I filmed them moose back there was 3 moose bedded down in that cut. And like an idiot. I know better. I saw the deer tracks the buck track headed right towards them moose. I said, easy. After the fact, I was too busy looking at the moose. I've seen moose every single day, and I'm sitting there looking at the moose. Oh geez, I ought to get a video of the moose. He'd gone right just out of sight of the cut on the other side and laid down. Once that first moose got up, she turned and had run right through his bed and drove him. Which, that was his plan, I'm sure. That was his security system. And I knew better. You think it would come to mind when I need it? No, it wouldn't come to mind at all. So I continued to track him down through it. Him and that moose run right together. Actually, the moose was ahead of him. The deer was ahead. And he jumped off to the side. That moose went right down through, and it was thick stuff. That moose just blowing the limbs right off those little trees, leaving hair on the snow. Then after that moose blew by the buck, that buck kicked back onto her track. And then it all run through another deer bed that was down in that thicket. There was a bunch of tracks down in there. But he never, I say run, the moose was running, but the deer never did take a more than a long stride. He didn't break right out in a trot or a gallop. So then he come all the way down over the mountain that we came up, and came out in this big cut. Boys, the tracks I had to see and figure out here in the cut now that this wind's blowing all day. That little light dust and snow we had this morning. So I was staying with it pretty good. He got into some more moose, crisscross them. Then he crossed another buck track, almost the same size. And they run right together for, I don't know, 200 yards. And I think the one that came onto it was a hair bigger. It was hard to tell out in this cut. But I'd already bumped that other one like 3, maybe 4 times. And I said, I'm going to jump on that one because it looks just as fresh. So that's what I'm on now. It's 1 o'clock. Still out in this cut doing loop-de-loops. This bucket actually even, if it was a different buck, I'm not sure. I took one of the bigger of the 2 bucks that were running. I don't know if it was the same one that was on. I can't tell out in this cut because you can't see the track. All you can see is the divots until you get into a little green growth, and then you'll see the tracks from it tell the size. But it's hard to tell any characteristics about the track. They both had about the same stride and stagger. So anyways, I've been on this one, and that one that I'm on now got back on the track that I came in on this morning, walked down that 50 yards. And now it's kind of looping crisscross of the mountain side to it, heading for some green growth. So I'm going to keep pushing along it and see what we can make happen. We still got, I'm a lot closer to the road now than I was, so I can push it. As long as I don't get super far away, I can push it right till 3:30 right here and still get back down to the road before it gets too dark. So we got some time to make happen. Show you the track. Like I say, this morning I took it, it wasn't a 250 pounder, it was probably an either or. And get back on it, see what we can do. I like this wind picked up, that's going to help. Well, I've been still following those, that buckle on. Looks like he hooked up with a doe. Just came into this wicked thick stuff. And some things really concern me is he went through 2 spots. It was only about 8 or 10 inches wide, maybe a foot wide. And then they fed some a while back. Didn't leave any horn mark, just nose mark. None whatsoever, didn't even a little poke job. So I think it's, I don't know what time it is. It must be getting after 2, closer to 2:30. So I'm going to, I still got, from here, they went back up the mountain some, so I'm probably 2 miles from the truck to 2:30. So I'm going to kind of make a loop around instead of taking a beeline. Hope for something. This one just didn't turn out. I don't think this is the one I was on first thing this morning. Once you get in the green growth, you can see the track a little better, and I think it's a little smaller. Once he run me through those moose and we got them open cuts, she was all downhill. But it was a great run. Through everything, through all the old tracks, he backtracked and looped and run through moose and run in other deer tracks and hide on the other side of the open clearings, peek back at you. So I'm gonna ease down through to the truck and see what we can see on the way. Might see something cool. Might see an old raunchy one. Well, that's a wrap. We made it out to the truck. I actually never cut another buck track all the way back out. I think I came about 3 miles of gravel road. Well, now it's probably 2.5 miles of gravel road out. Never cut another track. So feeling kind of good that I took that one this morning. At least learned some lessons. Saw some moose, which I would have saw the deer if I wouldn't have been paying so attention to the moose. Maybe he might have been gone there when I first come in the clearing. But that I ain't sure if he or me or the moose drove him first. But, well, that's the end of the day. We'll be back at her again tomorrow. We just got to catch one at the right place at the right time. Make 2 points connect. It'll happen eventually. Got to stay at it.